Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is the solved question paper of Rajasthan Public Service Exam, Geology 2016 question paper. And I hope this solved question paper is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI and other exams. Welcome to set 1. Coming to the first question. Which planet is bearing the highest density among these? The choices given are A. Mercury, B. Venus, C. Mars, D. Earth. The planet which is the highest density among Mercury, Venus, Mars is Earth, because the density of the Mercury is about 5.427 and Venus has a density of 5.2 and Mars has a density of 5.9 and so overall the Earth has a 5.5. This is the density of the Earth. So that's why the planet which is bearing the highest density among these is the Earth. D is the correct option. Next question. What is ophiolite? So the choices are A. Relict of oceanic crust, B. A rock of basic and ultra basic lavas, C. Rich in albite and amphibolite, D. All this. So ophiolite is a relict of the oceanic crust, and ophiolite it is a section of the Earth's oceanic crust and the underlying upper mantle that has been uplifted and exposed. So ophiolite is the relict of the oceanic crust. A is the correct option. Next question. The depth at which the isostatic balance achieved is known as A. Depth of balance, B. Depth of compensation, C. Depth of hydrostatic balance and D. Depth of isostasy. The depth at which the isostatic balance achieved is known as the depth of isostasy. So isostasy or isostatic equilibrium, it is the state of the gravitational equilibrium between the Earth's crust and mantle such that the crust it floats at an elevation that depends on its thickness and density. So D is the correct option. Next question. The sediments of a deposit derived from land through rivers, glacier and coastal erosion in ocean are called A. Terrigenous deposits, B. Terrestrial deposits, C. Marine deposit and D. Lacustrine deposit. So the correct option is marine deposits. Marine sediment, that is any deposit of insoluble material, primarily rock and soil particles, which is transported from land areas to the ocean by wind, ice and rivers, as well as the remains of the marine organisms and product of submarine volcanism and also the chemical precipitates from seawater and materials from outer space. So the sediments of a deposit derived from the land through rivers, glacier and coastal erosion in ocean are called as marine deposits. C is the correct option. Next question. Pyroclast of pea size are known as A. Volcanic dust, B. Volcanic bombs, C. News ardentes, D. Lapilli. Pyroclasts of pea size are known as a lapilli. Lapilli is nothing but these are pea to walnut size pyroclasts, roughly around about 2 to 64 millimeters, and they often look like cinders. And in water rich eruptions, the accretion of wet ash away from the round spheres, they form in rounded spheres known as accretionary lapilli. So these are the left out materials. So the pyroclast of pea size are known as lapilli. D is the correct option. Next question. The most stable part of the crust, which is composed of Precambrian rocks with practically no sediment cover, is termed as A. Platform, B. Shield, C. Craton and D. Oceanic crust. So the most stable part of the crust, which is composed of Precambrian rocks with practically no sediment cover, is known as a shield. Precambrian shields are the stable parts of the continents, which is composed of Precambrian rocks with little or no sediment cover. So B shield is the correct option. Next question. Which wave have zero velocity in the outer core of the Earth? The choices are A. L waves, B. S waves, C. P waves and D. None of these. The wave which have zero velocity in the outer core of the Earth is S waves. S waves do not travel through the outer core. They create an even bigger shadow zone for S waves. The fact that S waves do not travel through the outer core suggests that the latter is a liquid. So B S waves is the correct option. Next question. A large topographic depression formed by collapse of a volcano is termed as A. Vent, B. Caldera, C. Geosyncline and D. Basin. A large depression, topographic depression which is formed by the collapse of volcano is termed as a caldera. A caldera is a large depression formed when a volcano erupts and collapses. So during a volcanic eruption, magma present in the magma chamber underneath the volcano is expelled and often it will erupt forcefully. So a large topographic depression formed by the collapse of a volcano is termed as a caldera. Next question. The velocity of the Earth's rotation is greatest at A. Poles, B. Tropic of Cancer, C. Tropic of Capricorn, and D. Equator. The velocity of the Earth's rotation is greatest at the equator. At the equator, where the rotational speed is highest, the centrifugal force is at its maximum. So D. Equator is the correct option. Next question. The tectonic contact between Indian Peninsula and Himalaya is marked by A. Ganga Basin, B. Indus Suture, C. The Narmada Zone lineament, and D. The main boundary thrust. So the tectonic contact between the Indian Peninsula and Himalaya is known as the main boundary thrust. So this is also known as the MBT, main boundary thrust. This is one of the major Himalaya thrust which occur during the Cenozoic, and it is presently incorporated within the Himalayan thrust wedge, and these are displaced above the Indian lithosphere. So D, the main boundary thrust, is the correct option. Next question. A minor depositional break of sedimentation and a hiatus of short duration is termed as A. Local unconformity, B. Disconformity, C. Diastem, D. Nonconformity. The correct option is C. Diastem. In geology, a diastem is a short interruption in sedimentation with little or no erosion. They can also be described as very short unconformities. And in 1917, Joseph Barrel estimated the rate of deposition of succession from the available radiometric age. So C. Diastem is the correct option. Next question. If we are getting omission and repetition of strata in the field, what does that indicate? A. Presence of fold, B. Presence of joint, C. Presence of fault, and D. Presence of unconformity. So if you are getting the repetition and omission of the strata in the field, that indicates that the fault is present. So C. Presence of fault is the correct option. Next question. Joints parallel to the axial plane of a fold are known as A. Mural joint, B. Strike joint, C. Release joint, and D. Dip joint. So the correct option is release joint. So release joints are nothing but the joints which are parallel to the axial plane or fold axis, and these are known as the release joints. C is the correct option. Next question. Rubidium is usually found dispersed in A. Aluminum rich minerals, B. Calcium rich minerals, C. Potassium rich minerals, and D. Sodium rich minerals. So rubidium is generally found dispersed in potassium rich minerals. So C is the correct option. Next question. What is the 2B value of forsterite? Forsterite is a type of olivine, that is magnesium olivine. A. 85 to 90 degrees, B. 75 to 80 degrees, C. 90 to 95 degrees, and D. 95 to 100 degrees. So the 2B value of forsterite is 85 to 90 degrees. It is roughly, actually it is around about 82 to 90. So here the correct option, it goes as A. 85 to 90. Next question. What are the angles of cleavage directions in hornblende? The choices are A. 60 degrees and 86 degrees, B. 56 degrees and 154 degrees, C. 56 degrees and 124 degrees, and D. 87 degrees and 93 degrees. The cleavage angles of cleavage directions in hornblende. So it is a hornblende, it is an amphibole. The angles are 56 and 124. So C is the correct option. Next question. What is the habit of actinolite? A. Acicular, B. Bladed, C. Tabular, and D. Equant. So the habit of actinolite is bladed. B is the correct option. Next question. Out of 32 crystal classes, how many do not have center of symmetry? A. 11, B. 21, C. 15, and D. 18. So out of 32 crystal classes, 21 crystal classes did not have the center of symmetry. So that means these are non-centrosymmetric. That means crystals having no center of symmetry. B. 21 is the correct option. Next question. Minerals crystallizing in isometric system can have how many number of optic axes? Choices are A. Indefinite, B. 9, C. 13, D. 0. The correct option is D. 0. Next question. What is the silicon-oxygen ratio in cyclosilicates? It's a very simple question. A 1:3, B 1:4, and C 2:7, and D 2:5. The silicon-oxygen ratio in cyclosilicates is 1:3. That is, the examples are beryl, tourmaline, axenite. They all belong to cyclosilicates. So A 1:3 is the correct option. Hope you have followed these questions, and hope you can subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next video. Thank you for your time.